if you are ever struggling with how to get started on a video, come up with a script or even just visualize an idea you have, I think Vyond Go can be kind of like a great first draft. So let's dive in. Let me come over here. I'm going to go back to our main video listing page. So if you want to use this feature, just need to come up here to the Create button. You're going to come down to Text to Video. And that's going to take you to this landing page where you have the option to choose from several different prompt inputs to generate your video. So two main ways you can think about your prompt. So the first is you can put in a fairly broad topic. We can suggest some here if you click this button, but you can think of it something like tips for effective project management. That's pretty open-ended, but it essentially allows the model to sort of fill in the gaps. Alternatively, you can be more specific with a content outline or existing script if you have one, and use that as the basis for your video. And you can do that in a couple ways. So one is you can just copy and paste right in here, just so long as it's less than 4,000 characters. We've also added the ability to use a file. So you could use a docx, PDF, PowerPoint, or TXT file, just so long as they're within those limitations, and use that as the basis for your video. We've also recently added the ability to use a website as the basis for your video. Just one thing I'll mention about that, you want to make sure the hyperlink to that website is public. It's a public website, so don't try and link to like a password protected page on your intranet. You're going to have some trouble there. The other thing you can do, and this was a request that a lot of customers had when we first released Vyond Go, is you also have the ability to add your own script. So you would just toggle over to script here, and then you could just use the model to get that one-for-one output. So if you have an existing script, this is a great way to go. I'm going to go ahead and grab a script that I have prepared, and I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to paste it in here. So you can see it's a pretty simple script. It's a conversation between two people just talking about how to have effective customer support calls. So now when we run it through the model, it's actually just going to stick to this script right here, word for word. So then as we come down, you have the option, if you'd like to generate your video in a language other than English, you have the ability to do that by selecting a language here. And then once you do that, you can select the layout for your video. So we've got talking heads, so it's just like a singular character talking, and then different images and text to go with what they're saying. We've got these conversation layouts that you can choose from in a couple of different settings. And then lastly, if you have stakeholders who are maybe not so keen on animated characters, this narration style might be a good one for you. There are no characters, you just get this nice voiceover, and then you have just images from our Shutterstock integration or our library in general, kind of pulled to be like relevant with whatever your content is. So that's a good option. But since we've got a conversation, it's two people talking, we want to make sure the layout fits our script. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one here. Now, one feature we've added probably since the last time I spoke to you is you now have the ability to select your character before your video is generated. So you can see right here, we've got two stock characters, but we might want to change that to be a different stock character or a branded character, or maybe just myself. I'd like my own character to be in the video. So to do that, you can either create one, or you can select here, view all. You can select another stock character, or if you come up to my library and I scroll all the way down, I can go ahead and select my character. And then similarly, you can select the text-to-speech voice as well. So if you are one of our enterprise or agency plan members, you'll have these Well Said Labs voices to choose from, but we do have others as well. So I can go ahead and select that. And then any of the voices you see that have this little smiley face next to it, you also have the ability to adjust tone, speed, pitch. So I really like this conversational tone from Well Said, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. I'll leave the other character as is for now. And then all you have to do is select Create Video. So hopefully in about 20 to 30 seconds, we are going to see a copy of our video here, kind of on the left-hand side, and then down the right-hand side, we're going to see our characters and their dialogue and script. So we can sort of click in and make any changes. So hopefully we'll just see that in about another 10 seconds or so. And then we can make some of those quick changes. And I'll just preview the video as well, so you can kind of see what the output looks like. So just give it one more second. Here's our video. Here's our dialogue. So I'll play maybe the first 20 to 30 seconds just to give you a sense of what it sounds like.
Hey, Carl, do you have a moment to talk about how to handle customer support calls?
Absolutely, Jamie. I'd love to help. What's on your mind?
I want to make sure I'm doing it right. What are the key things to remember?
Great question. First, always start with a warm greeting. It sets a positive tone. Something like, "Hi, this is Carl from customer support. How can I assist you today?"
Got it. So it's about creating a friendly atmosphere.
So there you have it, just a little taste to see kind of what that format looks like now that we've got our script here. So let's talk about quick changes. In this kind of mode, we call it the quick edit feature. You can still change out your characters and your text-to-speech voices if you wanted. Like if I wanted to change this gentleman's voice, I could just come in here and I could go ahead and do a different voice. It'll go ahead and update that throughout the video. If I want to make any changes to the script, maybe I want, instead of this character being called Jamie, maybe I actually want her to be called Lisa, something like that. I can then click off and it's going to go ahead and make those changes right away in the video. You can see it's adjusting it here.
Absolutely, Lisa. I'd love to help.
So there you go. And then once you've kind of made all those changes, you can just come over here and select full edit in Vyond Studio. And from there, you'll be able to make further customizations. Ooh, here we go. Let's try it one more time there. Yep. So from here, we can add those customizations. So for example, let's go to the scene. We've got this desk here. If I, maybe want to change the color of the desk to either, match the color of the desks in my office or maybe to include brand colors, I can do that really easily. I would just click on the desk here, select the color that I'd like to change. I can, select a color here, or if you're an enterprise or agency user, you can create a color palette. I can do that Vyond orange right there. So then I've got my desk in that color. Additionally, you might find you want to make changes across your video. So let's say you showed this video to a stakeholder and they were like, I don't love the character, or I want the desk color to be changed throughout the video. You can do that as well from within Vyond Studio. So to do that, I'm just going to hold Shift and select that first one. For those of you on a PC, you're going to be looking, instead of Shift, it'll be like an up arrow key just underneath your caps locks. So I'm just going to select this entire scene here. There we go. And then I'm going to come down. There's a very small feature here called Asset View. I'm just going to click on that. And what that's going to do once it pops up is it's going to show me all the assets across my video and how many times they appear. So, if I scroll down, here's our character, for example. If I click on him, maybe I want to switch him out, I can hit replace, go ahead and select either from another stock character or our own character. Let me see, maybe I want, I'll switch it for this gentleman here. And then you'll see down here, all the actions and poses and things are going to remain the same. He's going to keep the same text, but now I've got my character here. So really easy to make those changes. Similarly, if you had highlighted the whole scene and you wanted to change a color, you could, select that option and then change the color up here as well. So Asset View is a really helpful feature when you're trying to get to move quickly as you make changes.